Hello there, guys. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope you are well. Uh, Today is a slightly different day when I should already be at work, and I am actually walking to work. There is still maybe another couple of miles for me to get to work. And why is that? Because I have to drop my wife's car to the garage this morning, and there is no any other way for me to get to work but walking. But it was like my decision to walk a little bit, to have like a very light run. As my boss mentioned to me, he could take me later. He could pick me up later from the garage and take me to the yard. But I have decided. I said no, don't bother. I'll go for a little run. Okay, it's been quite a while since I was running, so it's quite nice being outside in the countryside. You know, it's a slightly different day. And then yesterday he said, right, as you said, you don't need me to pick you up from the garage. I'm gonna go and play golf in the morning. And he said that's absolutely fine. So now I am walking, running, juggling on my way to work. It's been quite interesting, because it's been a very long time since I was running last time. Mostly because of my knees. My knees were not great for a long period of time, and to avoid more pain and problems, I decided to stop running, stop doing squats. Also, of course, because I was overweight for a very long time. But I'm still a fat boy, but now it's getting better. So I just decided, I'm just gonna go for a walk, for a little running, just to see how my knees will behave. Of course, I won't feel nothing now. Tomorrow, I might feel something, and then that will be the challenge. But as I say, so far so good. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just running for 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and then I'm stopping again. So it should be okay. And definitely something what I kind of enjoy doing is just completely out of practice. Completely. I should do it more often, to be honest with you, to boost my cardio. But once again, it's about time. I don't have this time to do more exercise than what I already do. And even though when I think, right, there is a little half an hour there which I could use to practice a little bit, I still prefer to do something else. It's just when you really need to do this type of exercise, you really go for it and you start feeling good of doing it. Of course, I don't know how I'm gonna be tomorrow. I don't know how it's gonna be the day after tomorrow. For now, it's okay. For now, it's not bad. And how about you guys? How is your day? How you guys keeping? Okay, I know it's a unusual morning when by now I should be just loading my van, carrying bags of coal, and I'm still on my way to work, and that is still a long way before I get there. Okay, I was thinking it might be maybe half an hour if I go for a quick run. And yes, until I realize, yes, dickhead, you don't run for over 10 years, so don't expect you're gonna make that fast. So now it's already been 14 minutes. I'm kind of walking, jogging, and yeah, it's still gonna take another, well, maybe another 20 minutes or half an hour before I can get there. So I'm aiming for 8 o'clock to get to work. So it's still a bit of time. I still need to go through the village, and the village called Stockton-on-Forest in the North Yorkshire, just outside of the city of York, on the way to Skyborough, you know. Don't get me wrong, I am enjoying this walking, but as you guys can tell, yeah, I'm not fit enough to run a marathon yet. You know, I would be okay if I had to run another 500 yards non-stop. Of course, that would have to be very gentle. I would be jogging more, not running. Maybe I could do well as I did on the beginning, that if I have to run fast for 200-300 meters, that would be quite okay. But after that, that's me now, just walking, not running anymore, because that would be a little bit too much. You know, but to be honest with you, I'm still okay. The legs are still okay. What I'm thinking is just my arms. My arms are aching a little bit. Do you know why? Just because I have to hold the phone. Just because of that, not because of jogging. And I don't want to go crazy, because on the beginning, as I said, when I tried to speed up on the running, I dropped my keys a couple of times and I had to move back to pick it from the floor. So I just decided, you know what, I might drop that keys and I won't be able to find it again. So yeah, I'll be going nice and gentle, at least for the time being. And today is not busy at work. There is just, it's not even a full load what I have for today. But half-past 1 I need to take my van for MOT, which normally we would take the van for the MOT check on March. But sometimes we are still quite busy at work in March, and just before the winter starts, my boss just wants to make sure the machines will be... Oh, hello there, how are you doing, Isa? How you doing, lady? You okay? Yeah, I'm just saying here, as you see now, I'm just walking in a long distance. Hey, good morning, Possum. How you doing, brother? You good? Yeah, I'm just walking to work now, as I had to drop my wife's car to the garage, you know, to do just repairing, something to do with the wheels, and the boot of the car is not holding up the door. So, and then there's no way to get to work but walking. Now I'm a lane which possibly I could take a bus to get there. There is still maybe another mile, over a mile, before I can get to work. But I needed this walking in the morning. I know I need this walking. Hey, Virginia motherfucker, how you doing? How you keeping? Yeah, as I said, still walking. I'm walking now about 20 minutes. There is still another maybe 20 to carry on my journey to work. I'm just approaching the village now. So yeah, that was a good exercise for the morning. I don't know how it's going to be my connection in here, because the connection can get quite bad around this time, so it may affect the streaming, but it's okay. As I was saying, there's not much to do at work today, just one load, and this one load might be quite quick. Well, surely I need to finish it before 1 o'clock, because 1:30 I need to take the van for the MOT test. and then I need to find a way to go back to the garage to pick my wife's car. But you know what is nice this in the morning, like for example, there's quite nice things to see while I'm walking through. There's a couple of emus in there. I can show you guys a little bit. Look. Yeah, birds, I don't have any food for you, so don't get too close. You can go back to wherever you are. And I'm going back to the roads. So it's not a bad road, you know, it's not, well, apart of the bloody cars, and there is no pavement here where I can walk. So I just need to walk on the side of the thing. Food, oh, of course but it's a nice little farm in there. That's what I bought. A couple of things that I have at home is it calls the Valley of York Poultry. You know, beautiful place. They have like plenty of animals in there: horses, emus, goats, cows, and a lot of other weird animals which I don't even know what they call. Anyway, so yeah. And you know what? I was missing this walk in the morning. I really was missing it, because everything what I do nowadays is inside the car. I spend, you know, I would say maybe 2/3 of the day inside the vehicle, driving from everywhere. And then when I have this chance just to walk around, I quite often like it in the morning. Don't ask me to do that in the afternoon or in the evening to go for a jogging, because I will not. Okay. But in the morning, fresh, just off bed, it's quite a nice walk. A part of the bloody cars coming all the time, and I have to get out of the road, because as you guys can see, there's no way to walk. And yes, as I said, I'm feeling quite okay. I'm not 100% because yesterday I went for this massage treatment to give the massage treatment to this gentleman who I come to see him every week. I used to go there to see him every Wednesday after my class in Leeds, and for that reason I was getting home quite late all the time. No. And I was finishing my class 9:30. I was getting to his house between 10:30 and 11, sometimes 11:15, depending on the roads, because it's about 45 minutes driving from one place to the other. But luckily, my wife changed. Well, she has changed job, so she's not working the evenings anymore. She's just working daytime, which is great. You know, give me a lot of more chance to do some works during the week with the massage, so I can slow down some of the other jobs like cooking, which I was doing all the time, and only concentrating on the massage business. So we managed to change from Wednesday for 9:30 instead of getting there for 11 o'clock. So in the worst scenario, by midnight I'm life a lot easier. But yesterday was a little unusual thing, because he needs some assistance with a bed that he bought to put in the spare room, in the guest's room. So he was asking me if any other day I could come and then put the furniture together. So I just said yes. Well, why we not do it today then? So he said, oh, would you be able to do so? I said, well, yes, because I would not have time to do any other day this week. So yeah, we had the massage treatment, and then I put the bed together. So by the time I got home, it was just around 1 o'clock. Oh, just a bit before 1 o'clock. And today I had to wake up just at 6 o'clock to do a bit of homework before I left for work, as you can see now. But you know, it is a nice walk, you know, it is. As I say, I'm fine doing this walk now, because it's just fresh, you know, just left bed. Even though I didn't sleep much, I may have slept about 3.5, 4 hours, but it was enough for my body to recover. Okay. I will not do this walk after work, after carrying bags of coal or after training. But now, first thing in the morning, it is a really nice walk. Don't ask me to do that every single day though. Okay, but yes, as you guys can see, there's plenty of beautiful houses going around, not much happening around here. You know, some people would be frightened to be walking in these roads because all the time there's some cars passing by, but there are some places here people say, well, you know, person should not be walking there on their own, or you know, oh, don't walk there alone, don't run alone, all the time keep someone with you. But sometimes I think for me it's easier to be on my own, you know, talking to you guys. If something happens, I'm already warmed, I can run. I don't want to anymore. I was just jogging a little bit here and then, and the keys were falling from my pocket, so I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna walk now. I have the time. It's not crazy busy today. Okay, everything is working pretty much well, so yeah, why not take a nice walk. And of course, as it is me, I'm streaming again just to say hello, bunch of pansies, motherfuckers, you know. And of course, I want to build these watch hours, so I need you guys to be there for the full video. And then if you have nothing else to do, go and do something else. Just leave the phone running with the video, leave the computer, leave the tablet. Tell your guests at home to do the same. Tell them to subscribe, tell them to watch, because I want to monetize this bloody channel by March next year. So I have 6 months on the go. And what do I need? I need 1,000 subscribers, which, thank you guys, I'm over it now. I got it, but I need 4,000 watch hours, and I'm not even halfway yet. So yeah, it will happen sometime. It will, you know, I may monetize it and have maybe, I don't know, $5,000 per video, so I can make 5-6 videos on a day and get $30,000 a day. You see how lunatic I am. I'm a dreamer. I don't even think I would like to make all of that money, okay, to not get lost. Nah, I'm happy with the life I have. Of course, you always want to put a couple of more bucks on the pocket, which would be nice, but it's not the priority here. It's not my priority. If I can get something good, if not, I'm happy the way I am. You know, there you go, some more barbecues just in there. Oh, sorry, shit. Okay, they're not ready yet for the barbecue, but they will be very soon. Okay, they will be very soon. And here we go. There's golfing clubs everywhere. Okay, I've passed 2 already. I passed 1. That's the second one I'm passing by now. So yeah, just entering the village now. So the village that I work, it's called Stockton on Forest. Stockton on the Forest. That's a nice little village. You know, people are really nice. Like, they watch for others, they keep an eye, protecting the neighborhoods. Okay, if anything happens, they are there. So it's a nice little place. I wouldn't have no problem buying a property and live in this area here, you know. It's a really nice place. But as I say, I'm quite happy on the place where I am. Not for the fact there is 3 breweries in the town where I live, and the town has maybe just over 7,000 people living there. Nothing to do with that. Oh boy, here we go. Autumn. Yeah. The winter is just around the corner, but we still have some apples on the trees, so it's still okay. And as you guys can see, today is not too bad because I'm just on my t-shirt, not even a jacket or a hoodie or nothing. So it's a nice morning, it's a nice walk, it's a nice way going. Yeah, well, now it's been 30 minutes, which I thought would be 20 or 30 minutes running. Probably if I were jogging, I would be there by now. But you know what? I just can't be asked. I just can't be asked. When I start running, I thought, no, why? You're gonna have to be carrying bags of coal later. You're gonna have to walk. How about if you just go and trip here and hurt yourself? So I thought, no, I'll take a nice walk. I'll stream a little bit. Maybe another 100 people will see this shit video, and we can have like a little conversation. I can show around where I am or what I'm doing, and then of course, all these hours will count later. Even though if it's gonna be 1 hour, it's another 1 hour, you know. So, oh dear me. Oh yes, almost forgot I need to go through my boss' house and get my paperwork, which he left it in there for me. What is that? Oh, that used to be like a little surgery. I think they have changed it. Yeah, they did. They built a bungalow where the surgery used to be. There's some nice housing bungalows like here on the main road, you know. For England, it's nice because you are used to see only all those attached houses in the city, and it's not nice. And then whenever you see a nice house in the city, it's been hidden through the big walls, you know, fencing. And here, as you can see, that's the country life, you know. Nice, secure. This is the life of the countryside. This is the type of life I love. I would not change, you know, this lifestyle for a city life. Waking up, going through, you know, underground and buses and trains and all that kind of stuff. Well, I still need to drive. Yeah, don't get me wrong, because from my house to here to work is about, well, it's between 15 to 20 miles. But nothing comparing to drive on the bad traffic in London. That is just crazy. So here is still okay. Buses are picking the kids to take to school. There's a little shop in the village to buy some milk and groceries. Well, to buy some groceries in the morning. What a shame they don't have like a little post office in there. Would be good. And this here on my left hand side is, let me try and put it in the nice words, which does not happen very often. So this is the place called the Hall, okay, Stockton Hall Hospital. It's a hospital for people with, I wouldn't say just mental issues, you know. Yes, there are some people there which need some assistance. They don't function very well on the brain, but also they have like very violent criminals living here, which they have to be chained to bed because they are people who killed the parents, you know, people who killed the mother, the father, the brother, the dog. So they've been taken to the psychiatric hospital. Okay, so they're called Stockton Hall Hospital. And you see people walking in and out all the time, you know, so there is some serious criminals in there with some mental issues. Many years ago, before I started with working with the coal, I was still working in restaurant, in hospitality, and I had a couple of friends who made me an offer to work with people with learning disabilities, and they recommend me to come to this place to work here, you know. And I was thinking, I don't think that would be a good idea for me, you know, because people here, they will attack you know, when they get they mood, they will come to you, they will bite, they will punch, they will kick, you know, and I don't think that's a right job for me. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, as you guys can see, it's a nice walk in the morning. It's a nice walk actually. You know, but just because of the little jogging, what I was doing earlier on, I'm wondering how my knee is gonna feel tomorrow. Okay, not that I have anything bad happening with my body, my knees. It's just for the fact I have go for a run in over 10 years. Over 10 years, over 10 years, a lot longer. I'm already, if I'm working with the co, it's already 11 years. Gosh, talking about 15 years since I was last running. Yeah, so I just want to see how the knee will behave, you know, the lower back and the knee. But anyway, it was a nice trial. And here's a nice, beautiful house, abandoned. You know, they started doing some work in it, and then they stopped, and then they started again, and they have stopped it again. So maybe it's a couple of years, no one's doing nothing with that house in there. So let's see. Right, go right in the middle of the village now. Okay, right in the middle. Not too far from the yard, but it's still a nice walk before I can get there. More than half of a mile for sure. Yeah, I can feel something like tingling on the knee. I think it's just some psychological thing because I keep thinking about how is my knee gonna be feeling, how is my knee. So I start having this, I started feeling something in there. I wouldn't be too worried just yet, but definitely I feel something. I'll have nice houses around here. Still, we're gonna find some attached houses, but most of them they are detached bungalows, or they were bungalows and people turned them into a house. You know. Still a nice place to live, really. There's B&B. Wow, I could actually do some thing about that B&B there. I could actually rent a place because I didn't have an event happening. Sometimes I could ask for some prices and then see if it's going to be worth hiring that instead of getting a hotel. Because I'll share that with you guys. Last year, I had one of the capoeira events and I brought a guy from London to York, and we got him a Travelodge hotel just for the night. It was not bad because we got a room. For the room would suit 3 people and only cost £80. So we could have put 3 people in there, but he came on his own. The other couple of guys who were supposed to join him, they never did. Anyway, when I got to check, because it was not me who booked the hotel for the guy, but it was the closest to my house. It was still on the motorway. No, not the motorway, the dual carriageway between York, between the town where I live and York. And I just want the master to be comfortable, you know. And of course, I have like on the time my boy was like 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old, and I didn't want him to feel uncomfortable while he was in my house with the child, maybe crying or wake up too early. So I left him to sleep as much as he wanted. And when we got to check in the hotel, the guys were already saying, right, we do not provide breakfast in the morning. And they was like, what? What do you mean you don't provide breakfast? Oh, no, no, no. We do not, but Greg's is just outside next door. And, well, fair enough. I could not complain much because, as I said, the room was quite cheap. But still, I was expecting he would have at least like a toast or an egg or whatever in the morning when he wakes up. No, they do not provide it. Fine. And then the guy said, right, can I have your Wi-Fi? We do not have Wi-Fi here. And I was like, what the fuck? What kind of hotel is this then? You know, yeah, mainly because it was like not in the middle of nowhere, but just on the road, and it was Hudson Inn, I think the other hotel which we could have booked, and it was only 200 meters far from that place. And I was wondering, God Almighty, why the other hotel is so expensive? Well, when I say expensive, the same room we paid 80 quid, the other would be 130. And then I thought, right, I'm gonna save 50 quid just booking this room over here. I should have paid 130, at least he would have breakfast and Wi-Fi and whatever else he would need over there. But anyway, sometimes that's what I say. When you try to go for the cheapest thing, sometimes you get you to spend more money than what you are bargaining for. Another time I brought a friend of mine from Greece to give a workshop in York. That was many years ago. 2015 or 2016. No, 2015. And I could have bought a ticket to Manchester. He would arrive in Manchester from, well, the train station is like inside the airport, so he would just jump on the train and come straight to York. What I have decided to save 80 quid on the ticket, I bought a ticket for him to come to Gatwick. What a dickhead I was on that time. Because Gatwick is about 5.5 hours driving from me. So I had to drive almost 13 hours because I wanted to save 80 quid. And surely I spent another 200 quid just on the blood petrol and tolls around the road just to get to the airport, you know. So, yeah, sometimes you make these stupid decisions thinking you're gonna save some money. In fact, you just get fucked because it does not the way it works. But anyway, right, as I said, I'm on the route where the buses are passing. The buses pass all the time, and there is a bus just coming right behind me there, which if it was maybe half a mile behind, I would have taken it just to get to work a bit faster, because now it's been over, well, 40 minutes. And look, the bus is in there, but I'm not even bothered because it's less than half of a mile. Oh, just, yeah, it's a bit less than half a mile to get to work, so I'm gonna carry on. Okay. Oh boy. That's the keys. You know, I all the time checking these keys just in case I didn't drop it again. And I'm thinking, where's my car key? Where's my car key? Yeah, I just dropped the car to the garage dickhead, so why would you have your car key with you? So yeah, it's just like almost there. And do not forget, tonight we're gonna have our capoeira class, so it's the main live of the week. As I don't do live every single day. But that will be the main live of the week. So if you guys have some spare space at home and you would like to do a bit of training, a bit of stretching, this class is more for beginners. So there is just one guy in there who is a little bit more advanced than the others. In fact, he is an instructor, so when I'm not in the gym, he's the one taking my classes, so he's responsible for the classes. but he's not gonna be there tonight. He's going on holiday, dickhead. I wish I was going on holiday myself. So it's gonna be a very easy, nice and easy class. I might have a guest coming from Peterlee or Newcastle, somewhere in the area. So I think it's Peterlee. He will be in Leeds today, and he was asking if he could come for the class, and he said absolutely yes, why not. So I might have someone pay me a visit tonight, and let's see whoever else will appear in there. So might be 3 or 4 people. And then someone asked me last week, I don't understand why you don't have more students. Because I don't want to. I really don't want to put a lot of people in that gym and then having problems later. You know, I had that before. You know, I had over 100 students training before. So it was like 50 people training here, another 50 people training tomorrow. And you know what? It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless, unless, of course, you are making a live out of it. If that's your job, then of course you need to get as many people as possible inside the room. So if the room can fit only 100 people, we do like in Brazilian prisons. I can. From 100 people, you can try to put 400 people there at the same time. But it's not my case. That's not my job. I don't live through it. So I rather to have only few people sending people to other schools or to other branches of my group, which I'm responsible for, or even to some of my friends. Because I have friends from different groups teaching in the same city where I am teaching. So I just send it to them. So look, go and see this guy, go and see that girl. You know, I can't be asked to have people in my class coming and not wanting to train, because you put 100 people in there to train, and I'll bet with you, with 100 people, to be generous, 15 will train, and the other 85 will just be there, looking at the girls, or the girls look at the boys, make some plans for later on, not dedicating to the training, you know, that kind of stuff. So I rather to have 5-6 people in there who will actually want to learn something, will dedicate to learn, even though it's gonna be a slow process. Okay, it's still fine. But I'm just going to be asked with the headaches. So for every 10 people who join my school, I ask 7 of them to leave. And another 2, they just can't take the training the way I push. One person, luckily, will survive for another year. Luckily. Because in the past 19 years, only 5 of them have survived. No, 6. Okay. 6 of them, 5 straight students, and another guy who just joined last year, but he's a guy who I know for over 15 years. So it's okay to have this small group of people, and they are the ones wanting to grow the group. They are the ones wanting to have more students to come to the class, not me. I'm just one of those weirdos who are absolutely fine training on my own when I'm at the gym. So I can do my weight, I can just train as far as I want. I can go faster, I can go slower, I can train harder, you know. So I just go to my boss's house to get my paperwork. Oh yeah, I was just wondering, did he leave the paperwork somewhere here where I can get it? Yes, he did. Right, not far. Not so far now. We still have another few hundred yards to walk. But as I said, how long has been walking now? Well, look at that. It's just 48 minutes walking. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. So there we go. Another 300 yards, I would say. Between 300 to 400 yards to get there. Yeah. So not too bad. And then the day will get started. You see, it is a nice walk, but it's been so long since I last did it, so now I can feel, oh, my foot is aching a little bit, well, my knees is giving a little bit break in there. Yeah, you know what it means, yeah? Sharp Hands, negão, tô passado, mano, negão, pneu de trator. Como é que você tá, Sharp? How you doing, motherfucker? So yeah, this morning I just decided to take a walk to work, which is nice. And that's the other co-merchant just passed me with his van. So yes, now I'm gonna have a little bit of extra time to relax, because normally I'm the first one to load, and now he got there before me. So, well, you know, the good side of it, he will need to prepare the scales, put the vans and the machine outside, while I'm still here walking nice and slowly, calm, not pushed. And then he will have to load himself. I'm gonna load just after him. He could have grabbed me a lift, but I don't even think he knew it was me. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have stopped, but I'm happy he didn't. So he will need to sort the machines out of the shed, which is good. I still need to go to the shed to open to get changed anyway, but yeah, it's all fine. Oh boy, well, very far away. Where those lights are, that's where I need to get. That's my yard. So you guys can see it's quite a nice walk. Of course you guys can't see it as a nice walk, because most of you motherfuckers, you just came here now to watch the video now, not from the very beginning when I first started, you know. But yeah, it's been almost 1 hour that I've been walking here, and I was right. I thought that would be about half an hour running to get to work, and if I was running, probably that would be half an hour or even slightly less. But as I said, I can't be asked. I already have a lot going on when I get to work and get prepared and lifting and the lifts, and of course I'm gonna do a bit of training here after work, and then go to pick the car, and then I have class in the evening. After the class, have another massage. Yes, guys, I am getting old. You know, this 15 hours work, which I was doing before, 15, 18 hours, you know, definitely I cannot do that anymore, because now I do a few hours here and then stop and then do a few more hours, and I already feel like no. It will get to the point a lot of people will be annoyed with me, mostly some of the people that I'm treating, because as the winter will start, I still gonna have time to go and see them to give a treatment, but I'm gonna have to reduce the amount of hours I am treating just to concentrate more on the coal business. Or maybe not, but surely I'm gonna be exhausted, I'm gonna be knackered by the end of the day, and I don't know if I will want to be giving any massage afterwards. It will depend how the winter will be. And yesterday, our representative of the coal, he mentioned we might have, well, he didn't say we might, he said we will have snow in a couple of weeks' time.
So I'll see you tomorrow.
So this is another thing, I'm not looking forward to it. You know, I'm sure my boy will love, you know, to go to the sleds when there's snow, but not me. Not me step my boots into the wet snow and then get tired and then just be wet and cold all day long. But that's what my business needs. So my business is related to the cold. So the colder, the better. The colder, the more money you get in the pocket. So yeah, well, it's not about money. Of course it's not about money, but I need the money to pay my rent, bunch of motherfuckers, before someone says money does not bring happiness. But it still buys a lot of things which makes me happy. So that phrase is not part of my life when people come and say money does not bring happiness. Maybe the misery will bring happiness then. Money does not buy happiness, but buy a lot of things which makes me happy. So yes, I would like to have a bit more money on my pocket, or saved on the side for future. All the other commerciants must be so pissed off now because we have to take the machines out, and he's not a big fan of making it. But it means I have another maybe 20 minutes, half an hour to relax. And then I will have to push for the deliveries just to make sure I will get to the garage on the right time. And then of course I just remind now there is one delivery which says AM, so I need to do that before 12, before midday. But as I said, it's not much to do, so it might be 6 or 7 deliveries, and that delivery which says AM I think will be the 3rd delivery of the day, so it's gonna be fine. I'm still gonna be there maybe before 10 o'clock, so yeah. Yeah, I might be safe if I get on the other side of the roads, opposite the traffic. Yeah, that's where I am. Oh, there's a little cows there. Hi cows, how you doing, motherfuckers? How you doing, future barbecues? I'll see you sometime in the barbecue. And yes, guys, I am a meat eater. I'm not vegetarian, I'm not vegan, none of that kind of thing. Nothing against vegetarians and vegans, but it's not a lifestyle I want to adopt for my life. Almost there. Almost there. Just another 100 yards maybe. Oh boy, that was a nice walk. Yeah. Maybe if I would do exactly the same for another week, of course my stamina would get a lot better, you know, a lot fresher, body would start responding better, but not yet. But definitely this is something what I want to do when I'm a bit older, when I don't have to carry bags of coal anymore, when I can relax, when I can just retire. You see, nobody recognizes me when I'm not in my boiling suit, because all the cars who are passing me now, we work from the same yard. But people might be surprised, why is this guy walking now on the road with holding a bag in his hand? It must be a homeless begging for some change. Yeah, maybe that's what they are thinking. Well, and the way I am dressed, I wouldn't be surprised if they would think that way. Ooh. Oh dear me, almost there. And guys, for all of you, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. If you didn't leave your like, please do leave your like for the video, or share it with someone, or stay here with me, because I'm still gonna be here for a few more minutes until I load my van, of course. So maybe there's another half an hour or 40 minutes, you know. Oh boy. Warrior, is this UK? It is, buddy. It is. I'm in North Yorkshire. I'm just in the village called Stockton-on-Forest, outside of York. So yes, that's my yard. I made it. I made it, bunch of motherfuckers. If you are watching me there, so yes, here I am. After how long? I've been walking for 59 minutes, about 58.30 seconds, something like that. The guy's pulling their buns out. Yeah. So I just made it to work, so it's still gonna. Now the only problem is, as I said, I'm gonna have to wait to the other coal merchant to load Because for some reason he decided it's much easier to load from our hopper than from his own hopper. So that's why it slows me down a lot. He could simply use his own hopper without be bothering me, because that's where he's reversing now. That's my hopper. And there's another truck coming out. That's the gas company. And that on the other side, that's his hopper, but he's too lazy to put the scales in there and work through his own thing, and he's moving to our place. But don't get me wrong, I'm still quite happy, you know, he's doing that. So that's the yard, that's where I work. And as you can see, all of these bays, they have different types of fuel. So on the first bay, we have something called Super Therm, second bay XL, third bay Home Fire, fourth bay Anthracite, and these two bays up here, that's the Burnwell. There's another bay on the other side in there, which we have the Furnaceite. They are all smokeless fuel. Burnwell is the most popular one. We might sell 500-600 tons a year. When the others we might sell, oh, what's that? Is that a diamond? Oh, that's a nice stone. I haven't seen this stone here before. It's not a blood diamond, no. So yeah, off go. Ooh. I did possible. I'm not gonna lie to you, but what a walk is. 1 hour. Usually it's 1 hour walking. It is not bad. As I mentioned before, it could be a lot of worse. And that's my little truck. That's my little friend, my big fella. Oh, there. Oh yeah, I need to get changed there. Yeah. No, I have to go to leave my wife's car in Murton, right. And Nick is playing some golf, so he said, do you want to pick you up? I said, you know what, I'll take a walk in the morning, so it's all fine. And then later Paul will pick me up to get the car, so it's all good. Ooh, I made it! I have made it! That was something I haven't done in many years, walking in the morning for 1 hour. Oh, Lord Almighty. Yeah, and now you're gonna ask, well, why don't you do some capoeira training now? And there you go, bunch of motherfuckers. I can't properly put my foot on the floor now. Oh, nice. That was a nice little walking thing. Well, I still have some spare time before the other guy loads his van, so let me just check what is my job here today. Okay, there's some money for the MOT. How many deliveries I got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is not bad. Not bad at all. So, but where are they? I knew it was some catch in there, Pocklington. So Materas, Pocklington. Miss Clemson. Bloody high, y'all. Okay, that'll be from Pocklington back to York to Huntington. And where is this morning delivery, which will be Super Therm, 6 Super Therm AM. What is that? Moore Lane had to be. East Shippon by Bembra. No, it's not bad. I just need to remember to add this Stamford Bridge job as well, so maybe that will be the first one. Yeah, that will be the first one. I will need to go the one I went yesterday, But for whatever reason, I went there, I was there 20 to 10. And the lady, she was still sleeping, so the gate was shut. So I need to go back there today. This is one of the things which annoys me, you know, when you prepare your day and you know what you are doing, and then people decide, oh, I'm not gonna wake up in the morning just to let the coalman in, and I have to go back on the following day. If that would be me, I'll put them in the hole for another week. But I can't make it. Ah! Woo! Oh. Yeah, that knocking my leg for a bit now. Well, I might just need a little shot of adrenaline, you know. Ah, yeah. That will do for now. Let me just get changed before the game starts. Do, 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 do. And yes, I need to make something up for this Saturday as well, because many months ago, I think it was around March or April, I have booked this Saturday and the following Saturday for a capoeira training just near my house, in the place where I make my parties time to time. And what happened there, I got a notification. Well, the guy sent me a message saying, right, are you here this weekend? And I said, oh, I didn't want to say I forgot about, I have booked the place. And I said, oh, yeah, yes, I will be there. And they said, oh, you here next week as well? And I said, yeah, I'll be there between 9 in the morning to 10:30, just before the kids' class. So I thought, you know what, fine, I can be there for 1.5 hours on my own, and I can do a little bit of training there. And then I was just thinking, yeah, I will mention it to some of my students if they will make it in there, which I doubt, because one of the guys already said he needs to take his children at 10 o'clock to some activities what the kids do. So today I will send a message later on and see if you guys want to do some training on Saturday morning in there. If no one wants to do any training Saturday morning, I might just take my massage bed and then just put it in there and advertise I'm going to be doing some massage treatments in there. 2 massages of 45 minutes or 1 full session, just to see if someone who shows up. If not, I'll just have to train on my own. I completely forgot about that. And then next week I'm going to Liverpool. So it means instead of just leaving early to go to Liverpool, I'm gonna have to be there in the room for another 1.5 hours before I make my way to Liverpool, which is not bad because it's not too far. It's about 2 hours driving, so should still be okay to get there by 12. If I go there, no one is on there for the training, I don't mind. I can just pay for the room and that's it, and then just leave a bit earlier. It's all funds off work. And here we are, having a little different morning to start with. Now, you still need to wait a little bit for the other co-merchant to load his van. I hope it won't take too long for him. are the bags from yesterday, which the lady didn't open the gate, but I got a message from my boss this morning saying the lady will leave the gate opened. I hope she does, otherwise I'm not gonna go there for another 2 weeks. Just for her make me waste my time. You know, I'm quite happy, even though I know it's tiring going for this massage on Tuesday and then come to work not sleeping much, but I'm happy we changed from Wednesday to Tuesday, because at least now I know when I finish class tonight I can just stay in Leeds for a bit longer to give another massage there. I don't need to drive 45 minutes to give a massage and another half an hour to come back home. It's very easy, this change. So right, let me see, have a cup of, so that's from yesterday, that's for today. 3 home fire, 6 super 10, 14 very well, and then 5 XL, which is already there. I just need to move around the load. 6, 9, 5, 14, 14, 28. That's fine, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Phone. Let's make sure, well, that's full charged. But let's make sure things are plugged. Headphones set on the sides. I need that cash out for the MOT, so should I keep it? Yeah, I'll keep it inside here so at least I know where the cash will be. Let's pull 1, 2, 3, 4 calendars out. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 calendars out will be fine. Yeah, I might just be passing somewhere where I can drop some more calendars to the people who I haven't done it yet. And now, with a little bit of patience, just wait for the other co-merchant to finish loading his van before I can start loading mine. You know, here we go. I'm just gonna move the van closer. Not that putting in the pressure. But just to remind him, look, I'm next to load. Don't take too long. From up here, on his way if he needs to get another call. I'm just gonna leave it run for a little bit to warm the run. Right, guys, so what I'm gonna do, as this video was just to show you my way to work, I'm gonna stop this live now, and then once he finished I will start another one when I'm loading. Okay, so I'll see you guys shortly.